Sink or swim.
Sink or swim, a long COVID long haulers podcast.
Sink or swim.
Hey, this is Joe. Is this Doug? Hey, I'm so glad you called me. I had a lot to talk to you about today.
I am looking forward to it, and I am so excited that you are joining us.
I think we're going to have a great discussion.
We are.
I am seeing, with regard to diabetes stuff, it's messing with people. Before I came on today for this podcast, I talked to a lady friend of mine. She's told me pretty much the same thing. Diabetic, trying to control her blood sugar. We talk here and there and so on. And she's having trouble, and her sister that has cancer is now having trouble. I mean, there's so many things that are happening with this.
Hey, if you want to hear more about diabetes and COVID and what Joanne has to say, go back and catch episode number 4. I think you'll enjoy it. Have you ever noticed that Sink or Swim is abbreviated SOS? SOS. Many of us are screaming SOS from the mountaintop. I'm Doug. I'm your co-host with Sink or Swim. My co-host is my wife, Staci. We are honored to bring you a series of interviews with people from all around the world, different professions, different experiences. Having a lived experience will bring enlightenment to everything that we possibly can. Please join us. Please follow. Please like and please join us for this series of interviews. Thank you for listening. Please follow, please like, and please share. Welcome to Sink or Swim, Long COVID Long Haulers podcast.
3M's of holistic health. And I chose 3M's because it's easy to remember. Like 3M's of holistic health: mindset, movement, and meals. What are you putting inside your head?
Yeah.
How are you moving? What are you putting in the mouth hole?
Those are really good.
Glue that holds it together.
It's easy to remember.
Awesome.
I know from listening so far that every aspect of your life has been affected. Obviously, that happens to all of us with the long hauler, long COVID part of this in life now. Tell me a little bit about how it has affected your work, your professional relationship. What have you lost? Is there anything you've gained? Or just kind of give us some aspect of how this has affected your work and your professional part of life.
In terms of career and profession and work and those kinds of relationships, one of my mentors, when I told them I wasn't going to take the vaccine because I was a little unsure of the science just yet.
Hey world, and I mean literally, hey world. Sink or Swim, a long COVID long haulers podcast, is literally in multiple countries already. We came out less than a month ago. We are obviously in the United States, also downloading in United Kingdom, Canada, France, Australia, Spain, Hungary, Romania, and more.
Early told me that I was making a grand mistake and that they would actually respect me more if I said I wasn't going to take the vaccine because I had a certain type of religious belief. But if I said it had anything to do with the science, I was wrong because the science was solid. And that was back in July of last year. This person ain't a dummy. This person is a person that wrote speeches for the White House during the Nixon administration and served as an appointed official in the Environmental Protection Agency during the Reagan administration. That person told me they would rather hear that I was like some kind of like religious thing instead of based on the science, even though I have been working for them for a long time and I have saved their life a couple of different times.
This is one of the most politically divided topics and situations that our country and the people that are in our country are dealing with. One of our goals here is to allow people to hear people's opinions, which that's exactly what we're doing right now. But we also don't want to go too far into the politics of it. Here's what I can say about this very exact topic. My own family. My brother passed away and he passed away because of COVID. There was nothing else. That was the diagnosis. COVID ended up causing his body to go into everything that it went into, ultimately resulting in death. Mm-hmm. He was one of them that absolutely believed not to get the injection. He believed it, and we honored him. We respected him for it. That is totally separate from the fact that he died from COVID. Myself and my wife, we are supporters of getting the injection. We got the injection. We did get the follow-up, the second we did the Pfizer injections, even within our own families. We live in a world that we didn't ask for, obviously. But hey, we're here. We're going to live it together, so let's make the best of it from this point forward. Follow, like, and share every podcast. It's you that can make the difference. You can share with other people who are fighting this battle with us, and you can share it with those people who are trying to understand the world that you and I live in. So join with me, join with Sink or Swim, a Long COVID Long Haulers podcast. There is such a division in what it is that they believe, what it is that they provide for their own support, how it is that they are making their decisions. I guess what I would say is we're never going to be able to solve that problem other than acknowledging it. I think you acknowledged it very well. It affects every one of us. I mean, plain and simple. I totally respect you for your decision to not get the injection. And I respect that you use science as to why you did not get it.
I felt very strongly about this early on in the pandemic. You have a choice. One of the weird things about me is that I grew up in a strange kind of environment. So I was actually raised as a Jehovah's Witness. Yeah. They have lots of strange beliefs and strange different things and so on. And I grew up in that environment. And I don't subscribe to all their ideas at this point. Here's the thing. Medical autonomy. You as a PA, Staci as a RN PhD level, y'all understand the person gets to decide what they want to do. And if they say no, you can't make them do it, because at the end of the day, that is the thing that is the most important. The person's ability to decide their outcome, their fate. The second we start saying, nope, you're going to do this because I said so, we are violating every fiber of the oath that we all took when we went into practice.
What I wish is that people would actually do what my wife and I did. We weighed the risks versus the benefits, and as a result of the position that we were in and our daughter was in, we chose to accept the risks and accept the injections. And that's not the way everybody would make their decision. Some people would say, I don't want to accept the risks, so I'm not going to take the injections. And that's where I wish that our society was at. But what I want to do now is that I don't want to turn all of the people away from what we're talking about in the sense of understanding COVID, understanding everything that's going on with COVID. And I want to be able to have some time to walk through all of your research and the information and everything that you want to bring in as to where you think the future of all of this is going, to be able to bring some advice to people. Hey, COVID world, thank you very much for joining us on this session of the interview with Joanne Collins. It's been great doing this with you, and we want to do it again in session 3, maybe 4. Please follow, please like, please share. Please join us so that you know when the next one comes out. Thank you. Staci and I appreciate you, and we look forward to doing this with you for a long time. Be blessed. It's a choice.